Hello everybody, it's your girl and I am back with another video, and we are going to be talking about our favorite show, Miraculous Ladybug. I'm going to be talking about spoilers and what I feel should happen in the next season, and of course some things that happened in the last season. So if you don't want to be around for that, I understand, you can click off, and for those of you who want to stick around, thank you, you were a real one. Let's talk about some stuff that happened this last season before it ended. Gabriel shouldn't have got the ending that he got, and I will get into that. It's because he ended up getting what he wanted. Even though it wasn't the original wish that he wanted, he still got what he wanted at the end of the day. He wanted his wife back, and then he ended up switching it to, well, I want to be with my wife, and he ended up losing his life at the end. And before he went, he asked Marinette/Ladybug, because he found out who she was at the end, to not tell Adrian who he was and tell him I was a hero. And then in turn, all of Paris thinking that Gabriel was the hero and helped Ladybug, when in actuality he was the villain the entire time, which is insane to me. Now, there's a lot of things that happened during this arc, and I mean, sadly, this arc has come to a close, but this was the Agrest arc. Adrian had an interesting story going on. Marinette is pretty boring when it comes to her background. Now, let me break it down. Adrian is a celebrity, but he's isolated because of his dad. His mother went missing, and his dad is Monarch, and he also happens to have the black cat Miraculous. Okay? That's a lot. Now let's look at Marinette. Marinette, she lives, her family, they're a family of bakers. She loves fashion. She has a happy life, she goes to school, and she's concerned about how to get Adrian's attention. So, who has a more interesting story? Adrian, right? We should have done something with that, especially with this arc. Adrian wasn't in that last fight, and I believe he should have been in that fight to figure out who Gabriel was. But we got the ending that we got, and we got to roll with it, and now we just got to improve from here, okay? I don't know. I feel the writers should vote on what to do at the end, but instead we're getting Marinette shoehorned in our face, and she is a Mary Sue. She can do no wrong. She has no flaws. Yeah, she's dealt with a couple of hiccups, but compared to Cat Noir/Adrian, he's dealt with a lot more. Now we know Lila is going to be the next Monarch, right? There are so many things they could do with her. But actually, let me backtrack and what I feel they also shouldn't have done. And then I'll get to the next part with Lila in the next season. I feel that they got rid of Luca too quick. They should not have gotten rid of Luca. Actually, they shouldn't have gotten rid of him, period, in my opinion. That could have been Adrian's buddy. Alia, she's there for Marinette. So why can't Adrian get somebody to be there for him? Because they've been doing him bogus for a while. He hasn't been able to talk to anybody about how he feels except for Plague, right? But no actual friend. And I'm sure Cat Noir has an idea. I'm not sure if it was really confirmed, but he has a feeling that Marinette has told people, or other people have found out who she was. Yet he can't tell anybody? Baloney. I don't expect him to tell Nino, because Nino can't hold a secret. He can't hold water. But Luca, he did a real good job. And that weird ability of Monarch being able to read minds, no. I don't know if he read his mind or just went off of how he was feeling. That was very weird. That shouldn't have been a thing. That was weird. Maybe if he unlocked the ability to do that, but because this man is so insane and crazy, I would expect an ability like that to happen if you are of sound mind, or I don't know, super zen, just something with your emotions. You can change your outfit based on how you feel and how you mature in life. So why can't Powers just do the same thing? But instead we just suddenly give him this ability to just miraculously guess, oh, you know what you're thinking, or I know what you're saying in your head. Weird. Neither here nor there. Let's just talk about what to do going forward, okay? Lila, she's clearly going to be the next Monarch, aka Chrysalis, right? She's going to come back, and she's going to be madder and more petty than ever. She has a lot of hate in her heart. I'm not sure where all this hate comes from, and to be honest with you, it feels pretty random, but you know what? We got the villain that we got, and she is way more interesting than Chloe will ever be with the rate that this show is going, okay? Now, I want her to come back, and she knows who Monarch is. Or was, I should say. I want her to be in Adrian's ear. I want her to show up and plant the seeds of doubt, starting with Adrian. Okay, that's how she's going to get to Ladybug / Marinette. But she comes in and she's like, oh, do you really think you know who your dad was? Are you sure he wasn't keeping any weird secrets from you? Because I think I know a couple of things, and I don't think your dad was the real hero of Paris. He was lying to you this entire time. But, you know, you can ask other people. I'll just leave that with you. Just, maybe she was trying to akumatize him or something. Maybe. Because I could see her probably doing that because she doesn't know everything. She doesn't know that Adrian is Cat Noir. But that's neither here or there. And maybe because of all this time, Adrian now really knows Marinette. He knows that she's not good at lying, and she feels bad when she lies because she dealt with all that stuff with Cat Noir, and Adrian absolutely hates liars too. They both hate liars. They're the same person. But he brings this up to her. Did you know Lila's back and she said all of this about my dad? That's crazy. My dad's the hero of Paris. He helped Ladybug. And this, that, and the third. I can't believe she would say something so terrible. She is terrible, isn't she? And because he knows how Marinette is, Marinette starts to fumble on her words and stumble and get sweaty and super anxious. And he asks her what's going on. And he can tell that she's not telling the truth because she's trying to brush it off. Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing. Well, then why are you so sweaty? This, that, and the third. And at some point, he gets annoyed talking to her because he gets triggered because of what his dad used to do, because his dad lied to him all the time. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going home. I'll talk to you later when you're ready to talk to me and be honest, but I can't deal with you lying. I don't want to deal with people lying to me right now. Oh, and I want him to be a little bit more open with his emotions now because he has his own ring. So he can feel how he feels and talk about what he wants to talk about freely. I would assume he'd be more open with his emotions now. I would hope so. That because this boy deserves that. But skipping that, we're going past that. Cat Noir and Ladybug go on patrol later that night, right? And maybe he asks, yeah, how was that fight between Gabriel, you, and Monarch? How did that go? And because Ladybug doesn't want to lie to Cat Noir again because that was a fiasco, and she also remembers what happened between her and her boyfriend that morning, she doesn't lie. Oh, I don't know how to say this, but Monarch was Gabriel. Boom! Right? Cat Noir stumbles and he's like, what? And he's trying to digest all this information. She could see him visibly getting upset and is like, what's wrong? And maybe he gets upset at her because she didn't tell him right away that Gabriel was Monarch. Why didn't you tell me this? That was important. But he gets more upset than she thought he would get upset, over this. Why are you so upset? I told you. Don't worry about it. And he can't tell her everything. And he's like, I gotta go now. And he leaves. And then we could go from there. That would be a great way to start it off. And maybe they have to reveal to each other because it's just such a freaking hassle to just keep this secret. And hopefully, because they are a bit more mature now, that maybe they can separate their feelings and doing rash things because they know each other's identity. It's the job, but you also still got to be logical and tactical. Now you're going against Lila. Well, they don't know who this person is, but now you're going against the new Monarch, and they seem to be way more clever than how Monarch was. Okay? They're going against Chrysalis. And apparently Lila can lie her ass off. But that's what I feel we should do, and that's how this arc should go. We need to do something like that because this boy did not get his flowers at the end of that fight. Adrian should have been in that last fight. His whole foot should have been in that fight, and he should have figured out who Gabriel was. But we didn't get that. So that's why I feel we should go this route instead. And we go from there. I'm not a writer, but you can't be who you know what this is for the writer, the main writer, and you know who you are, but you can't be shoehorning Marinette down everybody's throat as this perfect person. She needs to have flaws, and we also need to give Adrian his flowers. He needs his arc. He needs his time to shine. He was only able to glimmer compared to Marinette. And this boy has a way more interesting backstory. This needs to be the miraculous tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, not just Ladybug. But I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys liked what I came up with. I'm sure other people do agree that it should go this way for the next season, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. Now, subscribe and like the video if you guys want to hear more, and I guess I will see you guys another time. Bye!